Are you a success? What does it mean to be a success? How would you describe someone who is a success? Well, most of us have some idea of what we mean about success, and we also know whether or not we fulfill that ideal. Success was on the minds of James and John when they asked Jesus to sit at his right and left-hand side of glory. They wanted a place of prominence. They wanted to be great. The James and John in us encourages us to want to be a success in business, at school, as parents, within a group or a hobby, or even in a church congregation. Unfortunately, society often measures success the way that James and John thought of it. They wanted positions of honor so they could be superior to the other disciples. Society often thinks of the successful person as someone who has reached a position of authority or superior. The president of a company, the student with the highest marks, the family with the most garages and BMWs in them, the parents whose children have the fewest problems, the church with the largest congregation and the longest list of available programs. Nothing wrong with most of these in themselves, but it is a problem if that's how we understand success. It's a problem because few of us ever attain these things. Most of us excel in mediocrity. There's more times we work behind the scene than front and center. There's more times we lose a contest than win. There's more times we fail to live up to the expectations we have for ourselves than we fulfill those expectations. Rarely do we meet the standards of success set down by our society. And that can leave us feeling like we're failures, like we don't quite measure up, that we're not as good as the next person. Worse, it can make us think we're not as loved as somebody else. Understanding success in terms of being in a place of prominence is also a problem because it can encourage us to try to have power over others. Step on toes, sacrifice others for your own sake, use tactics like manipulation and coercion so we can get ahead and be successful. This is a kind of approach to life that can lead to physical and emotional abuse in families. It can lead to methods of operations within businesses that think more about how much money they're going to make than what happens to people. And it can even lead in the church to attitudes that just don't resemble the attitudes we see in Jesus. The pursuit of success, as defined by our society, can lead us to a place where we don't feel good about ourselves and to a place where it interferes with our relationships. However, Jesus, in responding to the disciples, overturns society's understanding of success and tells us that it lies elsewhere. He says to the disciples that if you want to be great, you must be a servant. Being great depends on humbling yourself, doing the work that helps others. Success, measured according to Jesus, is dependent on being servant, on being for others. This new understanding of success is encouraging to us because it means every one of us can be a success. We're a success even when supposedly all we do is work behind the scenes. We're a success when we give much to a group or a project or a company or a church, but someone else gives a whole lot more. We're a success when we fail to live up to the expectations others put upon us. We're a success when the only ribbon we win at the fair is for the most mediocre quilt. We are a success anytime we give of ourselves for others, in any great or small. That's also good news for other congregations. Our success is measured by our servanthood. Walton is successful in the name of the church to visit someone who's to the congregation. Walton is successful every time we give emotional to a single parent, a family who live in poverty. We're a success every time we welcome into our midst someone who so often we're a success when we treat each other right here with forgiveness, cooperation. We're a success every time we give of ourselves. It is as we live this kind of success that we truly sit at Jesus' right and left-hand side in glory, because we become who God created us. Jesus' life on earth, marked by servanthood, shows us what it means to be. And when we take our place as servants, we will experience a glory otherwise not possible, because to be human, truly fulfilled, truly successful, live the way God created us to live. God created us to be someone who is for others. And not only we, but others will be raised to sit at Jesus' right and left hand in glory, because as we be God's servant in the world, we are empowered to enrich the lives of others. What do you want me to do for you? Jesus asked James and John. Today, God asks each one of us, what do you want me to do for you? Do we choose fame and fortune? Do we choose to be respected for all the things we do? Do we choose to be great in our society, or do we the way of Christ? asking God for an added measure of compassion, kindness, patience, perseverance. What do you want me to do for you? Jesus asks us. How we answer that question will provide us with an answer for another question. What is success to you?